On the banks of the St. Johns River, there's a good look inside Everbank Stadium here in downtown Jacksonville. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Jacksonville. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Go, go.
Lawrence going to put it up right away. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on 1st down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Now Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play. I respect both sides on that play, CD. For him to be able to hold on to that football and the impressive tackle, wow.
Did you notice the look between the two of them as they came off the ground? That look did say the word respect.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. Lawrence going to throw again. And his throw here's incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and it's 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Hey, Lion. Here we go.
Lawrence, now this is ETN on the draw. Down he goes at the 10 with a solid pickup of 8. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Now Lawrence. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Uchenna Nwosu. And the Seahawks are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they...
It's caught at the 10. And this will get them all the way inside of Jacksonville's 10. It's a big play there for Seattle. 53 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? Oh, what the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
And this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now Smith. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. A big play to start the drive got him in this position, but this defense has held firm since, and now it's... And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Pharaoh Brown from 4 yards out. And the Seahawks take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Now Lawrence to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. 90 yards receiving now for him in the ball game. It's a 1st down. In motion right here, Washington. They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
ETN is in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Now Geno. This is Fant on the short completion. Finding room at midfield. He's still on his feet. Inside the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, 70 yards. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And that makes the score 14-7. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Inside the 20. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, CD, that's a huge play by this defense in a close ball game. I think he was trying to just extend the play there, getting outside the pocket, but he throws a costly pick six.
Yeah, he's trying to find someone open. You're exactly right. He wasn't looking to run. He was looking to throw. The result, not good for him. They were more than happy on the defensive side to gather that one in and take it to the house.
A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. As they've got it as we resume action. Here's Myers now to kick it away. A late. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So problems compounding themselves here on the return. They just give up the touchdown, and now they lose the football.
Yeah, partner, things are starting to unravel a little bit for them right in front of our eyes. They're going to be looking for some answers, and quickly.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be second in a couple. Out of the gun, Smith. Over the middle here to Brown. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the court.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing now is Gino. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Here's a 2nd and 8. To throw is Smith. This is the tight end Fant. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He's up to 88 yards receiving in the ball game now, and he's got a first down. Gino now to throw. Going right back to Fant. And he goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Smith. His pass caught at the 4. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Now Smith on 3rd and goal. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there with an amazing diving catch. And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead. Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And finally stopped, but what a return all the way down to the 40.
Now that's the kind of return that warms the heart of a special teams coach. He'll be pushing us next time, Brandon, to make sure his guys are introduced in the starting lineups. These guys have such an influence on every game. The unsung heroes, remember, they have their own meetings, their own practice time, heck, their own spot on the bench in order to be ready to play each and every week.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Hey, Lion! Here we go, son.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. He'll buy some time right. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Hey, easy. Ralph. Silver.
ETN up the middle. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Travis Etienne with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their fourth possession. Touchdowns on their first three possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Here we go.
From the 50, it's Smith. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And this will be caught by Metcalf for a Seahawk touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
Jaguars 14. Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
The Jaguars take over first and 10.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
Luke. 13, Luke. Here we go, son.
Straight ahead, ETN. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence, picked by Julian Love. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Here we go, here we go. Here we go, son.
After the interception, here's Smith. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
It's complete to Brown, right side. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Smith. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide, and these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Got his tight end. That's complete. That's Brown. He'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it. So on comes the field goal unit. Myers' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Now it's Smith. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
This is Fant on the short completion. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now Smith. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Foyesade Aluakin coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Here we go, here we go.
A shotgun snap for Smith. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Here's Smith. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's second down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Off of play action, here's Smith. Left side complete to Lockett. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Hey, run! Red.
Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Uchenna Nwosu got the sack there. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a third and long. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Decent 24.
That's good for the Jaguars.
Here we go, son.
Now Lawrence. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Julian Love picks it. And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, it certainly feels like this defensive group has figured this guy out to the tune of a bit.
Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom. Just give me that, give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. I don't care what you got. Just give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that boom, boom. Just give me that, give me that boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. I don't care what you got. Just give me that. Stand to attention. I come to mention. Now we're gonna take you in a different direction. That's the way we rock and make them move them body. We got those over there asking for selfies. This time I got to say no. Don't try to pull down my bandana. Can't let you ruin my shoe. Then I hear them say, turn around, stupid. Turn around, stupid. Stupid, turn around, stupid. Now turn around. I don't care what you got, just give me that. Boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. Boom, boom. Just give me that, give me that. Boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. I don't care what you got, just give me that. Boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. Boom, boom. Just give me that, give me that. Boom, boom, boom. Just give me that. I don't care what you got, just give me that. All in all, this a place is crawling. Y'all them a move on the body, them balling. Electricity just a light up the place. With the boom, 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 you get up the face. We got the vibes and the vibes is good, good. You know we're rocking in the dark neighborhood, hood. You know the trend that's gonna bring it like we should. Can I hear them say? Turn around, stupid. Turn around, stupid. Turn around, stupid. Stupid, turn around, stupid. Now turn around. I don't care what you got, just give me that.